You're watching the Stories That Scare channel. There is no turning back now.
From the speaker, I don't understand the command. Too late for understanding with the evidence in my hand. Walked out and didn't look back, let the static fill the air. Yeah, smart homes make things easy. Easy to show you don't care.
3 true home automation horror stories. Hey everybody, I'm glad you all stopped by. Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. With just a few taps on your phone, you can unlock your front door, turn off the lights, adjust the thermostat, check your security cameras, open your garage, even see who's standing outside, without ever getting off the couch. Millions of people now trust their homes to think for themselves. But every smart home has one thing in common. It assumes the person giving the commands is supposed to be there. Tonight, I've gathered 3 stories from people who discovered sometimes your house starts listening to someone else. Whether these stories are true, I'll let y'all decide. Story 1, Someone's Home. Last October, my wife and I took a week-long vacation to Colorado. Before leaving, I put our house into away mode, every door locked. The alarm armed itself. The lights were scheduled to turn on for a few hours each evening. The cameras would alert me if anyone came near the house. Everything worked perfectly, or so I thought. 3 days into the trip, while we were eating dinner, my phone buzzed. Front door unlocked. I frowned. Maybe I'd forgotten to lock it. 30 seconds later, another notification. Living room lights on. Then, kitchen motion detected. I immediately opened the camera app. Loading, loading, loading. Every camera was offline. Every single one. I called my neighbor. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you see if someone's at my house? He agreed. 5 minutes later, he called back. I don't see anybody. The doors are shut. No lights are on. I stared at my phone. Because according to my app, someone had just walked from the kitchen into the hallway, then upstairs, one room at a time, exactly as if they were exploring the house. The final notification appeared. Master bedroom occupied. Then, nothing. No more alerts, no more movement. When we got home 3 days later, nothing had been stolen. Nothing had been broken. Everything looked exactly as we'd left it, except our bedroom door. We always slept with it open. It was closed, locked from the inside. The bedroom door was closed, locked from the inside. I stood there for a moment, listening. Nothing. I unlocked it, slowly pushed the door open. The room was empty. Everything looked normal. The bed was made, nothing was missing, nothing had been moved. Then my wife noticed something. The curtains. We always left them open. Now, they were closed. She pulled them apart. On the outside of the glass, someone had written a message in the dust. Thanks for the house. I called the police. They searched every room, every closet, the attic, the crawl space. Nothing. No fingerprints. No signs of forced entry. No evidence anyone had ever been inside. I contacted the smart home company. They reviewed my account. No one logged in. No devices were added. No passwords were changed. According to them, every command had been issued by my phone. The problem? My phone had been with me, nearly 1,000 miles away. A week later, I replaced every smart device in the house. New locks, new cameras, new sensors, new passwords. For a while, everything was normal. Then, at exactly 2:17 one morning, my phone buzzed. Away mode enabled. I reached for my phone. Confused. I hadn't touched it. A second notification appeared. Front door locked. Then, living room lights off. Then, all occupants have left the home. I slowly looked around my bedroom. My wife was asleep beside me. I was still lying in bed. According to the app, the house believed no one was inside anymore. At that exact moment, I heard footsteps walking downstairs. The scary thing about smart homes is they don't decide what's true. They simply report what they believe. Let's move on to story number 2. This next family loved using voice commands. Every single night. They said the exact same 2 words. Good night, home. The strange thing about smart homes is that most of us trust them. If the app says the front door is locked, we believe it. If it says the lights are off, we don't bother checking. After all, the house is smarter than we are. At least, that's what the next family believed. Story 2. Goodnight, home. Every night, my wife had the exact same routine. She'd stand at the bottom of the stairs and say, "Good night, home." Immediately, the lights turned off, the doors locked, the garage closed, the thermostat dropped 2 degrees. The security system armed itself. It felt like living in the future. Even our 8-year-old son loved it. He thought the house was magic. One Friday night, we climbed into bed. My wife smiled, "Good night, home." The familiar voice answered, "Good night." The lights switched off, the doors locked, the alarm armed. Then, the speaker spoke again. "Good night. There are now," a short pause, "5 occupants inside the home." My wife laughed. "That's new." I didn't. "There are only 4 of us." We checked the app. Sure enough, occupants detected, 5. I refreshed it, still 5. The kids were already asleep. I quietly walked through the house. Every room was empty. Closets, bathrooms, garage, nothing. When I came back upstairs, the number had changed. Occupants detected, 4. I sighed with relief. Probably a software bug. We went to sleep. Around 3:08 a.m., the house woke us. Motion detected? Upstairs hallway. I opened the app. A tiny blue dot moved slowly down the hallway map. Past my son's bedroom, past the bathroom, then stopped, outside our door. My wife whispered, "Is one of the kids awake?" Before I could answer, the speaker quietly said, "Occupants detected, 5. Then, very softly, someone knocked. 3 slow knocks, not on the front door, not downstairs, on our bedroom door. Knock, knock, knock. My son suddenly called from across the hallway, "Dad, who's standing outside your room?" Neither of us answered. We just stared at the door. The smart speaker spoke one final time. "Occupant has left the hallway." The blue dot moved away, downstairs, toward the front door. A second later, we heard the deadbolt unlock by itself. The front door opened. Closed, locked again. The speaker cheerfully announced, "Goodbye." The app refreshed. Occupants detected, 4. The next morning, our front porch camera showed the front door opening. But no one ever walked out. Smart homes are designed to tell you when someone arrives and when someone leaves. The frightening question is, what if your house can see someone? You can't? Our final story begins with a woman who activated away mode before leaving for work, only to spend the entire day watching someone move through her empty house. The strange thing about technology is that it's only as trustworthy as the information it receives. If a motion sensor says someone is in your hallway, most of us believe it. But what if the sensor isn't wrong? Let's move on to our final story. Story 3. Away mode. I live alone. At least, that's what everyone believes. Every morning before work, I tap one button. Away mode. The front door locks. The alarm arms. The lights turn off. The cameras activate. It's a routine I've followed for years. One Tuesday, about an hour after getting to work, my phone buzzed. Motion detected. Living room. I opened the app. Nothing. The room was empty. Probably the robot vacuum. I thought. 5 minutes later, another alert. Kitchen motion detected. Again, the camera showed nothing. No movement. No shadows. No pets. I dismissed it. Then, the notifications became constant. Bedroom door opened. Bathroom motion detected. Hallway lights on. Garage entry closed. Every alert came exactly 2 minutes apart. Like someone walking through my house, one room at a time. I called my neighbor. "Can you check if someone's inside?" He agreed. A few minutes later, he called back. "Everything looks normal. No broken windows. No open doors. No cars." "You sure the app isn't glitching?" Then my phone buzzed again. Front door opened. I asked him, Can you see my front door? It's closed. Another alert. Front door closed. He sighed. I'm literally looking at it. It hasn't. The entire drive home, the notifications continued. Staircase motion, office motion, bedroom occupied. That last one made my stomach drop. Occupied, not motion. Occupied. When I pulled into the driveway, the house looked exactly as I'd left it. The alarm was still armed. The front door was still locked. I unlocked it, stepped inside. Everything was quiet. I checked every room. Nothing. Then my phone buzzed one last time. Away mode activated. I stared at the screen. I hadn't touched my phone. A second notification appeared. Occupants remaining inside, 1. I looked around the empty house. I'm here. The app refreshed. Occupants remaining inside, 2. Every light in the house turned off. At the exact same moment. Somewhere, in complete darkness, a calm electronic voice echoed through the living room. Away mode enabled. Have a safe trip. Then, very softly, from somewhere upstairs, another voice answered. You too. I never went back. The realtor who sold the house later told me something strange. Every prospective buyer loved it, until they connected to the smart home system. Without fail, within a few minutes, the app always displayed the same message. Home status. Occupants. 2. Even though the house was empty. Maybe smart homes really are the future. Maybe they make our lives safer. Or maybe they're simply better at noticing who's already inside. If you enjoyed these stories, let me know which one unsettled you the most. Was it someone's home, Goodnight home, or away mode? And tell me, how many smart devices are in your home right now? After hearing these stories, will you still trust them tonight? I'd love to read your answers in the comments. Who knows? Your story might inspire a future episode of Stories That Scare. Keep the fires burning. And as always, I'll tell the stories, if you'll stay scared.
I got 'em in the cage. Pulled up my smart home app and turned the brand new page. First I hit the smart lock, now the doors are sealed up tight. Then I cranked the thermostat, make it hotter than the light. Flicked on every single speaker, max volume, siren sound. Now they trapped inside my house, running round and round. Heard her screaming on the cam, baby, please just let us out.
I just typed a message back, what you talking about? Watched them panic for a minute, yeah, I let the terror brew. Then I dialed 911, reported something new. Yeah, there's 2 intruders in my house, I got 'em on the screen. Let the cops roll up.